Welcome back to the OpenAI Associate Developer course. In this lesson, we're diving into the OpenAI images.edit API call. This API extends the image generation capabilities by allowing you to edit a portion of an existing image. Now let's explore how to use this API. To start, keep in mind that the images.edit API is only supported with the DALL-E 2 model. This means that all the restrictions and limitations we've previously discussed for DALL-E 2 still apply here. For example, remember to keep your image sizes within the allowed 1x1 dimensions. What's unique here is that unlike the Variations API, where the entire image is generated by the model, with image edits, only a masked area is altered by the AI. This can result in a more seamless integration of new elements into an existing image, often without the noticeable quality differences you might see in full image variations. However, if you apply very large image masks, the edit may show reduced quality in your edited images. Again, this is for large masks that cover a significant portion of the image, but for smaller masks or edits, the quality should remain relatively unnoticed. Some key points to note. The images.edit API only supports the DALL-E 2 model. Unlike images.createVariation, this endpoint uses a prompt to describe how the masked area should be filled. It uses two essential configuration properties, image and mask. The image is your original image, and the mask specifies the area to be edited. Edits are confined to the masked area, which allows for targeted changes based on your prompt. Looking at the mask property, the mask must be a PNG image with an alpha channel where the mask area is fully transparent, i.e., an alpha value of 0. Also, it should have the same dimensions as the image being edited, and must be under 4 megabytes in size. The mask, like the image, must be of type uploadable, meaning both the mask and the image must be read in from a file. Combining the mask and the prompt, you can direct the AI to make specific edits to your image. To help better understand all this, let's look at a visual example. Here's a step-by-step visual guide. First, on the left, we have the original dragon image. For our example, let's mask the dragon's eye. This is where we want to make the edit. Step 1, take the image you want to edit. Step 2, identify the area you want the AI to edit. Step 3, make a copy of the image. Next, in the middle, we have the same dragon image with a transparent oval around its eye. This cutout area is our mask. On this copied image, we'll create the mask on the copied image. Choose the shape and size of your mask. In our case, the mask is a relatively small oval around the dragon's eye. When we save the mask image, it must be a PNG, and we need to ensure it has an alpha channel so the masked area remains transparent. Finally, on the right, we see the AI-generated edited image, where the dragon now has a sharp blue demon eye. To get this image, we used a prompt to describe the edit. In our prompt, we specified the desired changes using descriptive terms, as well as terms describing the area where the mask is located, the dragon's eye. Our example prompt contains the following: sharp blue demon eyes, which directs the AI where and what's needed to give the dragon a more menacing appearance. To better understand this API, let's look at our code so we can implement the OpenAI images.edit and see how to effectively use this powerful API endpoint. Now, let's look at the image and mask configurations and explore the requirements to see how they're used in the OpenAI images.edit API call. Our OpenAI configurations object will now need to include a prompt, an image, and a mask. The prompt describes how the AI should edit the masked area. For our example, we'll set our prompt to change the dragon to have intense cold blue evil eyes. Next, we'll set the image property to the image we want to edit. In our code, we'll set this property to our AI dragon test image. Now, the mask will be set to the image that specifies the area of the dragon we want to edit. For this example, we'll set the property to our AI dragon test mask image. Looking at the configuration properties for image edits, we see the following. The image and mask properties must contain the actual image data and not just a URL. They both need to resolve to type uploadable. The prompt is a string type and is a required property. Ensure it is descriptive enough for the AI to understand the edit. And know that the size property must have the same dimensions for both the image and mask to avoid any issues. Now let's move into our code. In our defs.ts file, we'll update the code so we can execute the OpenAI images.edit API call. In our defs file, we need to make the following changes. First, we'll add a prompt variable and name it edit prompt. We'll give it the value, change the dragon to have intense cold blue evil eyes. Next, we ensure our model is set to DAL-E2. Now we can add the prompt property to the OpenAI configurations object and set its value with the edit prompt variable. We will then read the dragon image file into the image configuration property. This is the AI dragon test image. We'll follow this by reading the mask image file into the mask property. This is the AI dragon test mask image. And finally, we verify that image size is set to the same dimensions as our images. Here, this is 1024 by 1024. Now, let's move into our main.ts file, where we'll make only a single change. We will simply change the call from OpenAI images.createVariation to OpenAI images.edit. This is the only change we need to make in our main.ts file. Now, go ahead and compile and run your application. You will then be able to see the AI-edited image based on your prompt and image mask. Here are some of the key takeaways for the OpenAI images.edit API call. The OpenAI images.edit API is only available with the DAL-E2 model. Therefore, all DAL-E2 restrictions apply. The prompt is a required configuration property. In your prompt, try to use specific terms to describe the area to edit, such as the eye or the car tires. Both image and mask must be of type uploadable. Ensure the image and mask are the same size. The mask cannot exceed 4 megabytes in size. And finally, verify your size property matches the dimensions of the images. By following these guidelines, you can effectively use the OpenAI images.edit API to create specific and targeted edits to your images that will look great. That's all for now. In the next section, we'll study the audio APIs of the OpenAI library. Stay tuned as we continue exploring the features of the OpenAI API, and let's keep enhancing our AI-powered applications together.